In this video, we will take another example of recursion, and that is finding the largest element in an integer array. This is an integer array, and we have written a function largest that accepts three parameters. First is the array, second is the lower index, and third is the upper index. So how we will define its recursive definition? We know that we have to define two cases. First is base case and second is general case. So let us learn its logic first. There is a diagram that explains this process. You can see here that we have developed a general case that if we want to find largest element from a list with lower index 0 and upper index 3, then what we will see, we will see that if lower index is not equal to upper index, so here lower index is 0 and upper index is 3, so 0 is not equal to 3. So what we will do, we will call again the largest function. The function will call itself for the same list, but this time the lower index is 1 and upper index is 3. So just one thing is changed, and what is that? The lower index is changed. From this call it was 0 and it calls itself with this 1, lower index 1. Then the function calls, second function call will be executed, and this time the lower index is 1. It again checks that if lower index is not equal to upper index, then it will call the next copy of the same function, and this time the lower index will be 2. Again the condition will be checked, lower index and not equal to upper index, and this time again lower index is incremented and this time it is 3. And now this condition finally becomes true, and lower index becomes equal to upper index. So what it does, it simply returns the list of 3, means just one element, the last element. So it returns 8 because we can see here the, I think we have to move to the program. No, this is something different elements. Okay, suppose the last element was 8 of upper index 3, it returns 8, and when it goes back to the function call number 3, it's simply this 8 is assigned to the max variable, and this max variable will be compared to this lower index that was 2 at the moment in this function call, and it returns 8 because max is greater than the lower index second element. So max is 8 and it returns 12. I think we have to see that list. So there is a list here. This is list 5, 10, 12 and 8. The final this function call will return 8, and this 8 will be compared with lower index 2. What is at lower index 2? That is 12. So these elements will be compared, and the largest of them is 12. So here 12 will be returned to the second function call, and here in this function this 12 will be compared with the lower index 1, that is with 10, and 12 is larger among of these, and again 12 will be returned to the first function call, and here 12 will be compared with the lower index of 0. What is at lower index of 0? That is 5. So 12 and 5 will be compared, and the answer returned will be 12. So here in this program you can see we have developed a base case first, that if lower index is equal to upper index, means the list consists of only one element, that is the lower and that is the upper index both, so it will return the lower index or upper index. Then otherwise, if these are different, then it will, the largest function will call itself by incrementing the lower index and sending these to the next function call, and this function call will return the maximum of these elements, and this max will be compared with the lower index value, and which one is the greater will be returned. Okay, so this is recursive function of largest.